In this video, we are going to discuss 9 signs that you have an ego problem. Also, make sure to stay till the end because there's one bonus sign that will make you think very deeply. Number 1. You feel the need to say sorry. First of all, I would like to mention that it's not bad to apologize when you do something wrong. However, if you find yourself constantly saying sorry for no reason, then there might be something wrong. For example, if someone asks you to pass them something and you do so, why would you need to say sorry? You didn't do anything wrong. This may be because your ego is too fragile. So you think that you always need to please everyone around you in order to get their approval. No. 2. People walk away from you, feeling worse than before talking to you. Think about this for a moment. When you talk with someone, is that person walking away feeling good, feeling great, feeling happy and positive? Or do they walk away feeling worse than before they talk to you? If the answer is the latter, then you should take a close look at what you are doing and saying because you could be hurting others without even knowing it. Of course, there are people who are already negative, but if you notice that multiple people start feeling down after talking to you, then the problem is most likely you and not them. A person with a healthy ego doesn't intentionally try to make others feel bad about themselves. Instead, they inspire and encourage others while also being honest. Sometimes honesty hurts, but that doesn't mean that you were intentionally trying to hurt someone. In that case, the truth simply was not received well. No. 3. Everyone likes you. If everyone likes you, you are probably doing something to please them. This may be by agreeing with everything they say or doing exactly what they want you to do. Although many people consider being liked by everyone as a good thing, this is actually a sign that you have an ego problem. Why? Because deep down inside, you don't really want to be liked. What you really want is their approval. You want them to accept you so you can feel accepted yourself. This is why you will agree with almost everything someone says, even if you know that person is wrong. It's not because you want to learn their perspective, but it's because you don't want to lose their approval. Remember, approval is like alcohol. Once you stop drinking, you will feel sick. But just because everyone likes you doesn't mean that you have an ego problem. The important question is, do you like everyone? Don't confuse popularity with likability. Everyone can be popular, but only a few people are likable. Number 4, your self-esteem is very high. While having an ego and having self-esteem are two different things, they are closely related to each other. Someone with an inflated ego will usually have a high self-esteem. Having a little bit of self-esteem is very healthy. It means that you value yourself. However, if your self-esteem is through the roof, it may be a sign that you have an ego problem. This is because someone with a high self-esteem may start thinking that they are better than others, which is often not true. When you have a high self-esteem, you may start looking down on others and feel that you are above them, which leads us to our next point. Number 5. You look down on others. Are you guilty of looking down on others? Do you feel that you are better than others? If you answered yes, then you definitely have an ego problem. Why? Because if you truly believe that you are better than others, then it means that you don't value others. And if you don't value others, then you probably don't value yourself either. Otherwise, you wouldn't look down on others. You see, someone with a healthy level of self-esteem knows that they are not better than others. They know that everyone has their own strengths and weaknesses, and that everyone deserves to be respected regardless of their background. Number 6. You think you are always right. Another sign that you have an ego problem is if you think that you are always right. And this is especially true if you try to shove your opinion down everyone's throat. No one is right all the time. We are all human and we all make mistakes. Even if you think that you are right, it may not actually be true. Just because you think something doesn't make it true. Also, even if you are right, it's not worth trying to force your opinion on others. As Oscar Wilde once said, each man kills the thing he loves by trying too hard to keep it alive. Trying too hard to prove your point will only make others hate what you have to say even if what you have to say is true. Number 7, you can't accept criticism. If you can't accept criticism, then it doesn't matter if you have an ego problem or not. You do. If someone gives you criticism, you become defensive. Instead of seeing the criticism as an opportunity to grow and improve, you see it as an attack on you personally. Because of this, you won't be able to admit your mistakes. As a result, you will never be able to improve, and you will always stay the same person. So the question is, what are you going to do? Are you going to keep on being a loser, or are you going to start improving? Remember, some people will always find a way to criticize you, no matter how good you become. That's why you shouldn't let other people's opinions control your happiness. No. 8. You have zero tolerance for incompetence. Do you get angry when people are not as good as you are? Do you despise people who are incompetent? If so, this may be a sign that you have an ego problem. Why? Because you are judging others too hard. You must understand that everyone makes mistakes and that everyone is incompetent in some way. How many times have you heard someone say, "I suck," or "I'm so stupid"? These statements are examples of people realizing their incompetence, and it's nothing to be ashamed of. Everyone is incompetent in something, so don't look down on others for their incompetence. It's easy to judge others, but remember that you are not perfect either. And finally, number 9, you seek attention. Last but not least, if you always need attention, then you probably have an ego problem. Why? Because you are not confident in yourself unless other people are admiring you. Someone with a healthy level of confidence doesn't need constant admiration from others. They know that they are awesome and don't need constant reminders. Of course, it's nice when other people praise you, but it's not necessary for your happiness. Now, of course, there are people who suffer from social anxiety disorder, and they may need attention more than others, but that doesn't mean that they have an ego problem. In fact, these people probably have the opposite problem. And the bonus sign that we promised you is, you think that this video is sponsored. I want you to think about what you were doing when you watched this entire video. Did you learn something new? Did you gain some insight into your life? If you answered yes to these questions, then congratulations. You just learned something new and gained some insight into your life. But if you watched this entire video thinking that it was sponsored, then I have some news for you. This video is not sponsored. I wasn't paid to make this video, nor am I getting paid to promote any products or services. I made this video for educational purposes only. Now ask yourself this. Why did you think that this video was sponsored? Is it because you have an ego problem? Maybe. Or is it because you are just bored out of your mind? The truth is that both answers are correct. You thought that this video was sponsored because you are bored with your life. You lack motivation and you are tired of watching the same old videos. So now here's what I want you to do. If you thought that this video was sponsored, write "I lack motivation" in the comment section below. I will not respond to your comment, but I want you to see how many people lack motivation just like you. I am sharing this message with you because I don't want you to waste your potential. I want you to become the best version of yourself. That's why I make videos every single week for free. Unfortunately, most people don't appreciate what I do. In fact, they click off the video before it even ends. That's why I challenge you to prove them wrong. Watch my other videos and leave a comment under your favorite video. Write something meaningful. Make sure to use proper spelling and grammar because most people can't even write a single sentence correctly. I read all of the comments that are left on my videos, and I promise that I will respond to yours. By the way, if you want to level up in life, don't forget to show some love. Until next time.